I used to struggle with getting views on my Instagram Reels until I discovered an easy formula that changed everything. It's the #1 strategy that allowed me to grow to over 430,000 followers on Instagram and over 700,000 on TikTok. And I still use it today to get results like these. And now this strategy has been adopted by so many creators because it's super easy to use in any type of content, no matter the niche you're in. But if misused, this technique can actually harm your account and put you in a cycle of low views and no followers. That's why in this video, I'm going to share what this formula is, why you should start using it as soon as possible in your content, and at the end, I'll share some mistakes that you must avoid if you want to grow fast on Instagram. First, let me ask you this. What are the main factors that will allow any reel to get a ton of views? Well, we all know this, right? It's all about engagement. If we can make the viewer watch our video for longer, we'll be rewarded. Likes, comments, saves, and retention are super important. But how do we increase the engagement of a reel? So imagine you're going out for a nice meal. With all the choice you have around, you've been attracted by a specific restaurant. So you decide to dedicate your time and money to that place. Obviously, our time is precious and you have high expectations. Now, you sit down and you decide to have a quick snack. You eat it, you like it, but then you leave and you're not really impressed. In fact, you're rarely going to remember a one-course meal for the rest of your life. Instead, what happens if you go for a gourmet meal with an appetizer, main course, and dessert? Each part keeps you interested and engaged because there is something to look out for. You tried the appetizer and it was delicious. You're not going to leave after the first course. No, because you're curious to taste the main course and then the dessert. If the meal was good enough and you had a great experience, you'll save that restaurant in the list of the ones you like, and you're probably gonna go back soon to taste again that amazing lasagna. Not only that, if you're really happy, you might also leave a 5-star review on TripAdvisor. Now, let's apply this concept to a short form video. The content is the meal, whereas the viewer is the customer. The creator is like the restaurant manager. He has to make sure that the overall experience is great. Most creators post videos with one single value inside. It can be good, like, don't get me wrong, but it's like a quick snack. It's quick, you don't have much time to spend on the snack itself, it's easy to remember, and it's super difficult to impress with just a snack. People will rarely save that video and they're gonna scroll fast because they're looking to get the next part of their meal somewhere else. But what if a video has 3 values inside? Like this video that I made that got over 10 million views. Well, that's like the gourmet meal. Each part keeps the viewer interested and engaged, anticipating the next photo idea. But why this will make such a huge difference in your content? Let me explain to you the major 3 benefits. And it's important to understand that what I'm about to say works only if you avoid some mistakes that I'm gonna tell you later, so keep watching. Let's say you ordered your 3-course meal. You might have an idea of what's coming, but you don't know exactly how it's going to be presented to you, and you're curious. In our videos, it's the same exact thing. The viewer cannot imagine all the 3 talking values that we're going to talk about in our video, so they'll stick around to see all of them. We are creating curiosity in the viewer's eyes, which is super important to keep him engaged. But then, here's where the magic happens. After a few weeks that you visited that restaurant, you might forget how that lasagna tasted like, so you decide to visit again that restaurant. When you post a video using the 3 value formula, people know that they won't be able to remember all the 3 values in the long term. Therefore, they'll want to click the save button, which is the #1 factor that makes a video go viral. This video with over 10 million views got 305,000 saves. This one with 2 million views got 42,000 saves. This one with 1.6 million views got 29,000 saves. This is crazy, right? But it's not all. There's one more thing that is going to make your videos explode. Imagine the waiter coming to your table, and after you order the 3-course meal, he's gonna tell you, "Sir, the dessert you chose, it's my favorite. You're gonna love it." Well, what is your reaction? I guess you'll be looking forward to eating that dessert. Yeah, if we want to maximize the retention of our video, we can suggest to the viewer that the last value we are going to provide is going to be the best one. And because reels are very short, we can do this in the first line of of the caption, for example, like I did in these ones. It's the same strategy that I use in this YouTube video. I told you at the beginning that I'll share some mistakes that you must avoid if you want to grow fast on Instagram, which is true. But not only this, there are some hidden psychological tricks that I use to make this even more effective. The first one is super important because if you don't do it, you'll risk that people will leave at the beginning of the video. When you enter the restaurant, why did you decide to go for the 3-course meal instead of the snack? Most likely you saw a great deal and you got inspired by the overall atmosphere. You tried the appetizer and you can't wait to see what's coming next. If you want to make sure that people will know that this reel will be value packed and that they'll stay until the end of it, you want to make sure that the first value is the one that has the most impact, whether it's because it's visually appealing or because it's something that no one has ever seen before. But then, because you put so much effort into the atmosphere of the restaurant, you don't want people to leave without receiving their feedback. So someone from the staff will go to the table and ask them if everything was okay and which course was their favorite, but making sure to avoid asking deep questions like why did you like it, so you don't waste their time. In our video or in the caption, we can ask the viewer directly which value was their favorite, 1, 2, or 3. Works much better than asking an open question like, do you have any more ideas? This will require too much thinking and people don't want to really think that much whenever scrolling on social media. A simple multiple choice question will incentivize comments, but all of this will be useless and can actually create a negative impact on your account if you don't avoid the following mistakes. The first one is one of the biggest struggles that creators face, especially at the beginning. It's like when you go back to the restaurant but you find the same options over and over again. The customers will get bored and will never come back. In your videos, you want to make sure to offer real, distinct values every single time. And it comes down to finding the right ideas. How you can find killer ideas, you may ask. Well, I use the ROSE formula. It's an easy framework that allows me to generate unlimited viral ideas for short form content in any niche. Now, I'm not going to talk about that in this video as I made a full masterclass, which is completely free using the link in the description. But even if you have great ideas, you have to be careful to stay away from this mistake, especially if you are not super experienced in making short form videos, because this is the most common error that I see in beginners. What would you do if the appetizer you order takes 1 hour to arrive? You're hungry and you ask the waiter for an update. You might get pissed and you may even leave. It actually happened to me once and I never went back to that restaurant again. Let's say you have amazing ideas you're gonna show in your video, but if you take too long to show the first value, people will scroll away. It depends on the content and niche you're into, but generally I try to showcase the first value in the first 7 to 8 seconds max. But always remember this, in a restaurant you can attract people by having an amazing entrance and a great offer that you can showcase on the outside. Then you can get your restaurant full in the first few times. But if you don't deliver, you'll get no customers in the long run and everybody will hate you. Whenever I scroll on Instagram, sometimes I get attracted by reels that show a photography tip, but then don't show the final photo, and it drives me mad. They have high views because people were actually waiting for the result, which never arrives. Just don't do that, because yes, you can have high views at first, but people won't come back as you piss them off. And the same thing goes for the following mistake. What happens if you go in a restaurant that has a 100 pages menu?
This menu is like 30 pages long.
You get paralyzed and you don't know what to choose. Plus, it's quite rare that everything will be fresh and high quality. For 15 to 30 seconds reels, avoid putting more than 3 values. Putting too many things might overwhelm the audience, which is never a good thing. I myself try to create longer videos with more than 3 photography tips. I got, let's say, okay results, but never really a viral one. Plus, if you stick to 3, you'll be able to create multiple videos rather than having one big video. But then we have one last problem. Even the 3 value formula will be useless and won't increase your views if you can't get people to check out your videos in the first few seconds. So watch this video next, because I show you how to create unique hooks that will make the viewers stop scrolling.